With over 50 days to continue for the big American election, United States Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are all set for their first head-to-head debate in the race for November 5 presidential election. Now, the highly anticipated event is about to begin in the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia. Both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, who have never met in person so far, will square off in just few moments from now in a 90-minute debate. Now, the debate holds significance for Harris, as recent opinion polls indicate over a quarter of potential voters feel that they still lack enough information about her. This stands in stark contrast to the highly known former president, that is Donald Trump. Now, for Harris, a former prosecutor, this debate presents a key opportunity to argue her case against Donald Trump. Experts believe that the former president's felony conviction, vocal support for those convicted in January 2021 attack, and his repeated false claims provide ample material for Kamala Harris to leverage during this debate that is going to be held in just another few minutes. Now, meanwhile, Trump is no stranger to this election cycle debates. Earlier, he went head-to-head with President Joe Biden. However, after a widely criticized performance in that debate that raised doubts about Biden's ability to continue his campaign, he made the surprising decision to withdraw from the race on July 21st and endorsed his running mate for the presidency, that is Kamala Harris. Now, for the first time, the two Democratic and Republican candidates will face each other after weeks of intense personal attack on Harris by Donald Trump and his allies, which even included racist as well as sexist insults. Listen in. Well, my colleague Rishabh joins us live on the broadcast. Rishabh, this is going to be a significant debate. Take us through how significant is this debate?
Well, definitely, this is the first debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, and it is going to be very, very significant. While Kamala Harris will try and talk about how her term will be different from Joe Biden's term, and focus would be on unemployment and development, and Donald Trump will try and corner Kamala Harris on various issues. Remember, this is coming up just a day after the Foreign Affairs Committee in the House has given a scathing remark on U.S. exit from Afghanistan. So Donald Trump will try and corner Kamala Harris on that as well, given that she was part and very much a senior part of U.S. administration when the evacuation happened. So it is going to be very, very significant debate.
Well, that's right. Rishabh, stay on with us. Now, according to Vice President's campaign advisor, Harris will discuss the economy and her plans for bringing down food and housing prices. Meanwhile, Trump's advisor and fellow Republican have urged him to focus on issues such as illegal immigration and high prices. In their campaigns as well, both candidates have shared their visions through speeches, ads, and various platforms. However, many of their plans remain vague, making it challenging to address how this would turn out to be and what sort of ideas they would put forward in the debate today. Now, one area of agreement is the decision not to tax the worker tips. Beyond that, the November election could bring major shift in policies affecting the tax code, U.S. support for Ukraine, abortion rights, and promises to combat the climate change. Well, my colleague Rishabh continues to be live with us. Rishabh, this is going to be significant debate, as you were taking us through what their focus will be. Also tell us about the personal attacks that Donald Trump has been making the last few months, and is that going to be likely to be part of this debate as well?
Well, see, knowing Donald Trump, knowing his personality, knowing his way of arguing, personal attack on Kamala Harris is something that is evident, and that Kamala Harris and her team is also very clear about that. If that happens, Kamala Harris will not hold back, but definitely it will become nasty if Donald Trump and Kamala Harris comes down to personal attack to each other. As of now, both the campaign managers have been very clear that they have their specific agenda to discuss in the debate. Remember, this time around, Kamala Harris would be speaking first. She will be taking the right side of the stage, and as this is the first debate between the two leaders, it would be very interesting to see how things unfold. But as we have been discussing, that Kamala Harris's main focus would be inflation, food pricing, as well as how unemployment can be taken. Immigration is something that can become a bone of contention between both the leaders, and it would be interesting to see how Kamala Harris counters illegal immigration charges that Donald Trump has been making on Democrats.
Absolutely. Inflation, illegal immigration, foreign policy in the backdrop of Israel-Ukraine war is also going to be a focus of this debate. Remember, last June when there was a debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, the first question that was asked to Joe Biden was regarding inflation only. So as far as inflation is concerned, Rishabh, how are these two candidates are going to counter this? Because remember, last time the first question that was asked to Joe Biden was on this only. So this time it is also expected that inflation will remain the top focus as well.
Well, definitely inflation, the way real estate prices, the way food prices, in general living standard in the United States have increased in the last 4 years. The inflation is going to be a major issue. There have been charts after charts that have been released by Donald Trump and his campaign team that shows that how the living standards in the United States have increased while the salaries haven't gone up at that level. So this is something that is going to be very, very significant at how Donald Trump try and corner Kamala Harris on this whole inflation issue. While that is clear, it would be interesting to see what Kamala Harris say. Democrats have been saying that things will change, but Donald Trump's argument is, when will it change? It's been 4 years that Democrats have been in power, and if things haven't changed in these 4 years, what's the guarantee that it will change in an upcoming next 4 years, if and when Democrats win?
That's right, Rishabh. And as we were telling our viewers, this debate holds a lot of significance for Harris as well, as recent polls have indicated that over a quarter of potential voters feel that they don't have enough knowledge about her, enough info about what she's going to do. And that's why I want to ask you, do these debates actually move a needle, and how effective they've been in the past few years, if we talk about the last few debates of such sorts? Well, we'll try and reconnect that line with Rishabh, but today is going to be a very significant day. This is a battle for the White House and first direct face-off between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, with only few days, in fact 55 days to go for the presidential elections. Today debate is going to be a defining one. Both candidates will come face to face in just another 20 minutes is when this debate is going to begin. This is going to be a 90-minute debate that is going to be held in National Constitution Center in Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. And as we were telling you, with only 55 days to go for this big American election, this is in fact going to be quite significant. My colleague Rishabh is back with us on the phone line. Rishabh, so as I was asking you, do these debates actually move a needle or not? As we are getting to know that as per the recent opinion polls, as far as Harris is concerned, voters feel that they in fact lack information about her. So as far as these debates are concerned, how effective are these in a way in swinging people's vote in the favor of the candidate?
Well, definitely. If you see, when it comes to survey, while Donald Trump's life is an open book now, his legal cases, his, business interests, his personal life, it's all in open. It's talk of the town in social media and even in the global media. Kamala Harris's personal life has been something that hasn't been known to many people, and the way she has maintained a difference between her professional and personal life is something that is quite evident in the polls. Though the poll shows both the leaders are neck and neck ahead of the polls, and that makes it very interesting. Remember, 2 months ago, it was by being written off by the experts that Democrats are not going to win, and Donald Trump will come back with great support. But now that the opinion poll shows that both leaders are neck and neck, these debates become very, very important. Remember, after the disastrous debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, Democrats had to scramble, and suddenly we heard that Joe Biden had taken a step back, and Kamala Harris will be running for the election. Initially, Obama's did not endorse Kamala Harris. It was after a week that Obama's endorsed Kamala Harris, and then Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and others did. So yes, Democrats took their time, but is it too late for Democrats or not? It would be quite clear after this debate ends, which will begin in any time now.
Well, absolutely. Rishabh, stay on with us as we tell our viewers who actually Kamala Harris is. Because remember, this is a battle for the White House. But Kamala Harris is currently the vice president. And in just another 15 minutes, we are going to witness this high-octane and highly anticipated debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Remember, back in June, we saw a similar debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. A 90-minute long debate in which questions were asked about inflation, illegal immigration. These were some of the points that were raised by Donald Trump and also Joe Biden. But in the backdrop of also war going on in Israel and Ukraine, today foreign policy could also be the focus of this debate as well. So it remains to be seen what really happens in Philadelphia, where this debate is going to take place in just some time. High octane is what it is definitely going to be. It is going to be a 90-minute debate. There will be no live audience. In fact, if one candidate is speaking, other candidates' mic will be muted, is what we know are the ground rules for this debate is, and millions of people will be watching this debate live in just another 15 minutes is what we're getting to know. As my colleague Rishabh was telling us, that inflation, illegal immigration, abortion, reproductive rights, foreign policy, all of these things are going to be top focus as far as this entire debate is concerned. So as I was telling you, let's now discuss who actually Kamala Harris is. She's been the member of the Democratic Party. She's the 49th and the current Vice President of the United States of America. She became the first female Vice President, U.S. Senator from California from 2017 to 2021. And she's the running candidate for the 2024 presidential election. So this is what we know about Kamala Harris so far. She's a running candidate for the 2024 presidential polls. Remember, this after Joe Biden withdrew from the presidential race after the debate between Joe Biden as well as Donald Trump. So let us take you through the economic policies of Kamala Harris. Increased corporate tax from 21 to 28% is what she will do. A tax break for first-time house buyers is one of the economic policies of Kamala Harris. Federal ban on price gauging on food is another economic policy. Corporate America blamed for inflation. Other than that, let's take you through what another economic policy of Kamala Harris is. So this is as far as Kamala Harris's economic policies are. And in fact, she has time and again also attacked Donald Trump on, in fact, giving more leverage, tax leverage to the billionaires and big corporate houses. Let me go back to my colleague Rishabh, who continues to be live with us on this story. Rishabh, as we were discussing, time and again during her address to the public, Kamala Harris has attacked Donald Trump, saying that he's going to, in fact, give leverage to the big corporate houses and also billionaires. Give us more details on this.
Well, definitely, the way Kamala Harris has been attacking Donald Trump and his, running mate, and have been saying that if Donald Trump comes back, the life for the middle class, the lower middle class, the working class, as they call it in the United States, won't be as good as it is under Biden administration. The charges are quite clear that if Donald Trump comes back to power, the crony capitalism, the investments to certain businesses would increase, is what Kamala Harris' charge has been. And for that matter, if we talk about today's debate, it is going to be for many, many Americans the first formal introduction to Kamala Harris, and what she says, how she conducts herself, what her body language would be, what her tone and tenor would be in this debate will largely impact the November 6th polls, but also this will shape an opinion for the fence sitters who, as of now, do not understand whether they want to go for Donald Trump or Democrats. And if this debate goes well, if Kamala Harris performs as per expectations of the Democrats, it would be a big boost. Remember, as of now, it's neck and neck. So when it comes to charges, while Kamala Harris has been making charges, Donald Trump hasn't paid much heed to respond or counter those charges. Donald Trump has a different trajectory. There have been personal nasty attacks coming in from Donald Trump or on Kamala Harris as well. So it would be interesting to see this, debate. And remember, this debate comes in the backdrop of the opinion polls where both the leaders are neck and neck, but also on the scathing remarks from the Foreign Affairs Committee report, where they have blamed Joe Biden and his administration completely for the hasty and disastrous evacuation from Afghanistan that left the landlocked country back in the hands of Taliban.
Thank you, Risha, for all the details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on this. In just another 12 minutes, we are going to be witnessing that live debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. We'll give you minute-to-minute detail of that live debate. That is going to be high octane is what we can say for the viewers.